everyone, and welcome to Wednesday night meditation session. Reverend Mike is in Palm Springs. He's at a conference, and he's going to be honored for his doctorate at the conference this Thursday morning. So my name is Nancy Woods. I'm the assistant minister. I'm here to be with you in his place. And I welcome each and every one of you as you join me tonight as we meditate on the truth, the divine presence, whatever we choose to call it, that which creates all things. And we always start our services here by what we call a call to service, and it's lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, and all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We lit the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We lit the second candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We lit the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We lit the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We lit the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We lit the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We lit the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We lit the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We lit the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We lit the 10th candle for those who are yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here in our at the center, in our hearts, even online. And as the healing candle that is behind me, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Trust in God, I surrender, I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I trust in God.
So as we acknowledge this trust in that divine presence that has created all things, this recognition brings forth the awareness and understanding that this infinite intelligence that is everywhere, that is what is available to guide and direct us is bringing everything into expression. It is the power behind all the love and the joy and the peace and the harmony that is within each and every one of us. It is life itself. So as we embrace this recognition, we embrace the idea and the understanding that we are the spiritual presence in expression. And knowing this is knowing that we are the consciousness that brings forth the life that we are experiencing, and we're choosing right here, right now, to bring forth this experience in which we share together to bring about a greater, more expanded understanding and awareness of who and what we are, and the ability to bring and expand and to develop a greater experience of the joy and the beauty of our being. So I am grateful, truly heart-filled with love and appreciation, to understand that this is the truth, to realize that this moment is the moment in which this truth becomes even greater and more expanded in my experience of being. To know that in this moment, it is this presence that I call forth as my conscious mind, and announce that it is the thoughts that I think, the words that I express, that which I share and that which I give forth of, is it saying yes to life in myself and to myself, as I know the oneness of all beings. So I allow this unfoldment to take place with ease and grace. Know that as each thing unfolds, each word, each sharing, each exchange of energy in any way reflects true harmony, true power, and true joy. So I allow myself to rejoice in this moment as we begin this hour together, knowing that each one of us is blessed as a result of this experience. Blessed in such a way that we are able to stand up in joy and appreciation and acceptance and expansion of being in such a way that love radiates from our presence. This is the divine saying yes to life. This wondrous law that I am in recognition of at this moment, I just know that it allows me to be just where I am and who I am, and step forward to a greater expression of being. This is the law of being, and I appreciate it. So as I embrace each person that is joining me on this journey of truth, to acknowledge and to say yes to it, as we say together, and so it is. So, this is the beginning of the year, and what I was thinking is that Science of Mind, all these centers for spiritual living, start the year out with the first 4 chapters of Science of Mind textbook. So I decided to just look at it and kind of breeze through it, and this week would be the week we just stepped into what it does. And you know, Science of Mind is a spiritual is a philosophy designed by Ernest Holmes, but really I realize how much it comes from so many different teachers, from Jesus, from Emerson, Troy, from the Middle East. I mean, there is every spiritual philosophy out there seems to have, whether it's Buddhists or any of them, have discovered this oneness of life that is coming forth as each one of us. And they described it in different ways, but it seems like the bottom line is all the same, the oneness. And we are the avenue through which it visualizes and manifests this living experience on this plane. So when he talk about what it is and describe it, it is describing something that is undescribable. That's kind of the way I see it. How each one of these philosophies tried to describe it, and we're still trying to figure out. But when you say infinite, how can you describe something that's infinite? That means that everything you describe, there's always more. And each one of them really tells us that the way it works is through us, and that we are the avenue through which the manifestations of being, that this oneness of life has found a way to express. And when I think about a human being and the uniqueness of a physical body and all the major things it do, and how we're able to create and express, and how we have evolved and expressed, it's just amazing that all of this out of this oneness, and we're still trying to figure out, and sometimes we want to know it all, but it's no such thing as knowing it all. It's like, I think it was Abraham, you never finish, you never get it done, because it's always more to be done. And how it works is, for each one of us is according to our consciousness. And so what we have been doing here at this center is kind of going back to those principles for this year, and decided to rediscover the foundation of our thinking. And when I read the chapter on what it does, I realized, what? I think I had forgotten some of this stuff. Because the thing that made it really powerful for me was that when on page 46 of the Science of Mind textbook, he does a summary of the principles, because these are basically principles we're following. It's up to us how we use them, but it's principles of life. He said, let us restate our principle. We are surrounded by an infinite possibility. It is goodness, life, law, and reason. In expressing itself through us, it becomes more fully conscious of its own being. Therefore, it wishes to express through us as it passes into our being. It automatically becomes the law of our lives. It can pass into expression through us only as we consciously allow it to do so. So we open ourselves up for it to flow through. Therefore, we should have faith in it, its all-knowing, and its desire and its ability to do for us all that we should ever need to have done. Since it must pass through our consciousness to operate for us, we must be conscious that it is doing so. And that kind of sums up where, so far, how we have defined it in the first 3 lessons. And so the other book I use this on a daily basis. So I thought that I would go to the actual statement, and it's called 365 Signs of Mine, and it's all the different things that he's written over the year. I think for the Signs of Mine magazine. And this is what he says for today. He restoreth my soul. The Lord is my shepherd. He restoreth my soul. And that's from Psalms 23, 1 through 3. As we take this thought for our meditation today, the Lord is my shepherd, and he restoreth my soul. Let us feel that we are one with the divine presence and enter into conscious communion with it. This is spiritual meditation and affirmative prayer. It is through spiritual meditation that we reach out or in for the divine presence, which has its dwelling place in the sanctuary of our own hearts and is also everywhere. The Lord is my shepherd. He restoreth my soul. Believing that God is everywhere and knowing that the divine life can and does restore my soul, I now affirm and deeply accept divine guidance. I believe that I am sustained by an infinite power, guided by an infinite intelligence, and guarded by an infinite love. I feel the presence in and around and through me, and through all people. There is a power greater than I upon which I may rely. I am relying on this power, and I am letting this intelligence govern and guide me. I am fully aware of the protection of the divine love. I lay aside every doubt or fear, gladly enter into the newness of life. I do believe that the Lord is my shepherd. I do believe that he restores my soul. And I am lovingly aware that the divine presence is not only close to me, it is now only right where I am, it is also within me and what I am. It is this inner I am, this Spirit of God within me, that is my shepherd. I not only shall not want, but my cup runneth over. A table is prepared before me. This is the table that God has spread, and I'm grateful, acknowledging this divine bounty, this feast of life. For God's abundance is my abundance. His good is my good. His life is my life now. And when when I think about these words, God is my shepherd, and he restores my soul. I mean, I think, when I hear these quotes from the Bible, from Buddha, and from the different spiritual teachers, people like Rumi or Emerson, I realize that each one of them was just trying to describe what they were experiencing. Because what I feel like, for a long time, I could kind of get an inkling of what they were talking about. But now I feel like I know what they're talking about, because I can feel that spiritual presence is what, whenever I am aware of it and consciously utilizing its presence, to see and to move through life, I noticed that the things just show up, the things just kind of open up. And it's not so much as I'm sitting and not doing anything, it's just that each thing that I need to do unfolds, and I find myself stepping into the experience and doing what steps is necessary for it to unfold as a living experience of life. And the guidance aspect of it is a real richness, because the guidance I know is, notice that that's loving. It helps me see that each person is experiencing their own journey, and that the beauty of that person is that gift of spirit showing me another way of being, an expanded way of being. So not only is them being in my present a gift, and sometimes it shows me what I don't want to do, and sometimes it shows me what to do. It gives me a hint of where I want to go, where I need to go to do what I'm seeking to experience or open to experience. So the journey is really one in which is very individual. Even though the information from all these teachers has helped me step into understanding where I'm understanding now, I realized that it's like, how do they describe it? The tip of the iceberg of what is the potentiality of what is. And so when I realized that according to how I'm thinking, and I realize what I'm experiencing is coming from what I'm thinking, it gives me the strength and the understanding and awareness to turn my consciousness into towards a path of what I want to experience and away from what I don't want to experience. Because if it's coming along like I don't want it, then it's time for me to redirect my thinking, my consciousness. And it's rich in the sense to know that each one of us, every person, every individual in this universe has the consciousness to shift that and to do that. And as we share in experiences like we're sitting here sharing, people all over the world are sharing it. And teachers have been teaching us over and over again about this truth and how we have to establish our own relationship. And so I really think that the beauty of it, and it's like, sometimes I feel like there is just enough around me, enough guidance that they're almost physically present, and they're directing me in the way in which I want to go, in which I need to experience the expanded experience of life. And learning things like the joy of life actually is within me, and that if I want to experience joy, I get in touch with the joy that is in me. If I want to experience love, I get in touch with the love that's within me. If I want to experience the beauty of being, I just appreciate my own life and how it is being expressed and what I can do, what I can reach for to bring more of who and what I am into expression. So tonight, as we go into this meditation, I want to invite each person to do it for themselves. So as we get comfortable, allow ourselves to just let go. We're stepping into the awareness that God is our shepherd. And He's offering us the world. He is offering us the desire of being at the greatest and the highest and most expanded level. This gift is already in place. Us being in touch with it and allowing it to unfold and express. So, as we settle within, and this is a tool that Ernest Holmes really created that I love to use, is one in which we announce that we are in recognition of this perfect presence, and that we are knowing and understanding that we are this presence in expression. So therefore, we allow this consciousness to express that we are stepping into. We know and understand this power, this beauty, this love, this joy, and the harmony of it. And we are allowing it to come forth as our conscious mind. And we get in touch with what's in our hearts. Our heart is the place in which the love springs forth through. Our mind is being guided by the heart and the consciousness of knowing that this heart is the loving energy of life. So as each one of us relax into this consciousness, I relax and just be willing to allow this inner presence to come forth as the conscious experience of being. To let ourselves know, understand, and embrace the idea and understanding our awareness that God is all, the divine is all, the presence is all, Buddha is all, Allah is all. It is the oneness of life. Now, we allow it to be. Springing into expression through us, as us, and for us. So as we sit still in the quietness of being, we observe the thought patterns, the things that's strolling by. And then we let them do it. Just let them stroll by. Allow that spirit within to guide us right now. Guide us, direct us. Being still and knowing that I am that I am. Sweet lovingly, bring our conscience back to this place and this time as we step into an appreciation of this time with Spirit's flow of being conscious of it, being able to experience it and acknowledge its presence. As we allow it to come forth as consciousness right here, right now, in words and thoughts, we see ourselves going forth from this moment with expanded joy. Joy in knowing that the infinite intelligence of life is caring and nurturing for our bodies, our minds, and our whole being. That everything that unfolds and manifests in us, through us, and as us, each activity that we decide to step into is guided in such a way the perfect step leads to the perfect next step. And as we allow ourselves to rejoice in this current moment, we rejoice in knowing that we are really in the right place at the right time to do whatever it is we choose to be and to know and to experience and to express. And we are abundantly supplied with the greater good of life, whether it's financially, physically, emotionally, mentally, and lovingly. As we accept and embrace the idea that everything is being supplied through the one source of all. And this source we have true access to, and it's at this moment, in this event, in any event we decide to face, because we're coming from that place of knowing this is the truth, that this one source is always stepping into it. And we open our hearts and our mind to be able to be willingly step into any and every divine opportunity as it is revealed to us. We have the energy, the awareness, intelligence, whatever it takes to take this step. We accept that this is our truth here, that we are excited and joyful that we are able to embrace Spirit's wholeness of being, and know that any and all that has transpired up until this now, we release it and let it be. So we are able to say yes to life as we go forth in this experience. And we can appreciate all those around us, supporting us, caring for us, and nurturing us. We can appreciate each and every opportunity we have to lift others up and to bless them. We can enjoy knowing that whatever need shows up is fulfilled and satisfied instantly. For in the divine, all is well. As we know these truths and we know the understanding that the law that is saying yes to life is the law that is fulfilling the words that are being expressed, and the idea and understanding that we have the opportunity to have faith and have trust and have an awareness of Spirit itself and how it is guiding and directing all that unfolds in our lives and all that brings the experience of others into our life. Therefore, the richness of each experience is what we are accepting. I know and I know that the infinite intelligence always says yes to the thoughts and understanding the words. And we're so grateful that it is what is providing the greater good. And as we lovingly let it be so, allow ourselves to feel the richness, become willing to share it and to give forth to it. And all those that are experiencing the thoughts and words that I am expressing become avenues to which the greater good radiates out into the universe. So it is tenfold that the blessings has a ripple effect in being. Greater health, greater wealth, creativity abounds. It's just everywhere. Newness continuously unfolding. And the joy and the peace and the love of being and the experience with another being shows itself in so many ways. And as we know that our community and our country, our nation, our world, our humankind feels the ripple effect of this love and this wondrous truth that we are knowing right here, right now. We know that it is spreading out everywhere. And we rejoice because every step is a divine step. Every event becomes a divine event. And whatever needs to take place for the beauty of it to unfold is now unfolding with ease and grace. I lovingly accept that we are Spirit's physical mean on this plane to be itself and beyond that cutting edge of newness and rejoicing to be so. We allow ourselves to embrace life with wide open arms and embrace all the good, knowing it is no limit to it. I am so grateful. I am really, really grateful to know these truths, to experience them in such a way that I can let go and let them be. And rejoicing becomes a common pastime for each and everyone as we know these truths and know that this is the divine moment. So it's with love and acceptance. We allow ourselves to release these feelings into a law that says yes. And we go forth from it, from this moment, from this time and this event, What a great awareness of our own worth, our own beauty, our own gifts, our own richness. This is our truth, and we let it be so. And we all acknowledge this together. And we say, so it is, and so be it, and amen. Oh. I'm looking to see if there's, next Sunday we have bereavement online at 1 p.m. And that's the only thing that Sunday, Reverend Maureen would be our guest speaker. So we'll be able to welcome her as she shared her take on this Sansamana. And what did I say? The third one was, what it does. So she'll be sharing her understanding of what it does. So join us on Sunday at 10:30. We still have it online services only, and that will probably end at the end of this month. We're going to start having in person again in February. So we thank each one of you, and for all your support. I say thank you. And in many ways that you have supported this church, I am so grateful that we have such beautiful friends. I think that's all I'm supposed to announce, and I think that's all. And I thank you all for being here, and thank you for allowing me to have this richness and blessing. And to all, I say good night, and all is well.